Ladies and gentlemen, my van build is finished. Let's do a tour. Myself and Van Go Conversions in Squamish have been completing this build over the last 4 months. The build quality is incredible. This is truly professional work. So I'm going to show you a full tour of every part of this van. The weather here is pretty miserable. I want to work my way down to the desert. It's going to be something a little bit different.
But first, I need to share with you why I even decided to get this van. And that begins with telling you about my first van. Wanting to spend a summer traveling around Europe, I knew a van was the way to go. It was as basic a build as you could get, and it wouldn't have happened without the help of my friend Jack. Things like a fan, a fridge, or a sink never came into my mind, as all I was focused on was getting this thing finished and hitting the road. In just 4 days, we'd panelled and insulated it, and then I spent an afternoon installing the fancy floor. But any carpentry work was way out of my skill set, and after trading a week of cat sitting, Tony the carpenter repaid me in helping me build out the remainder of this machine. It was exactly the layout I had envisioned, and I was so happy with it and put in a bunch of miles mountain biking all over the place. Then last year, after going full-time on YouTube, I picked up a rooftop tent to do the same thing, which turned out to be a mistake and wasn't fit for what I needed. I needed another van. I found a Squamish-based company called Van Go Conversions and proposed a van build series where I paid for the cost of the van and they supplied the labour. And we made a deal and started to produce an incredibly popular series of content. Now that van is finished and it's time for me to drive to warmer climates and a place where I can show off this van in its natural habitat.
And here I am in beautiful Sedona. This is where I can escape from the winter and use this van to its full potential so I can go out and make mountain bike videos. I mean, just check out this place. It's incredible. Beautiful scenery everywhere. And it was this spot last year where I was trying to do what I do now, but in the rooftop tent and having a terrible time. So it's quite symbolic that I'm back here showing you guys this incredible van that Van Go have put together. But when I've seen other van tour videos, I always want to see the garage first. So let's start there. So here it is. These are all the things that I need to be making bike videos wherever I am. Van Go came up with this amazing solution for my front wheels. So it's basically just a pipe attached to the divider from the main living area. It's glued and screwed and it's held up perfectly fine. And we fit 3 front wheels in because there's 3 bikes in there. And we use this wing nut to secure everything down after tapping it. And we put some shrink tubing over the pipe so it doesn't rattle around and wear out the hubs from the inside. Up in this area, I wanted to have all my shoes, my helmet, and just things that I can hang up and the shoes can kind of dry off a little bit. So we just used some hooks from Home Depot, super simple, drew in 9 of them, and I can add in more later on should I feel the need to, but right now it's doing its job. This sliding bike tray was a must. These drawer slides are rated to 400 pounds, which is plenty enough to carry my 3 bikes. As I mentioned at the beginning, my job is to go and make mountain bike videos, and I have a bunch of sponsors. They are Scott Sports, Shimano, OneUp Components, and also Whistler Performance Lubricants. Now I needed a garage where I can show off all of these things and also have access to it. For this bike, this is my Scott Genius. It's 150mm of suspension. It's made of carbon fiber parts everywhere, including the handlebars, which are made by OneUp Components. And I have carbon wheels from Syncross. It's all kind of pretty top line stuff, and this is the most secure way of keeping them safe inside the van, locked up on these rocky mounts as well, which are key locked, really secure, really safe for when I'm out and about traveling around. Nestled in the middle of these 3 is my Scott Voltage, which is a dirt jump bike. It's a lot smaller, so we've decided that just a little platform, we can raise up the front and still be able to clear all of the sides above the water tank and the storage bin and fit this one perfectly in the middle. And it's just so great. I always go to all these places and regret not having this bike because it's great for pump tracks and jumping. And then new to all my crew is this e-bike. It's a Scott Spark. It's got a Shimano battery. Can't wait to go and sample it everywhere. And the best thing about having it right here is that just here I have an AC outlet that I can charge this while I'm driving and I'll never be without charge. Super convenient. And now this is my huge storage box filled with all my spares. We're gonna go handheld and I'm gonna take you through it. So when we were making this, I really just wanted 3 cubby holes that I can just open up, stuffed with spares. I haven't even filled them all up. But in here we've got like loads of Shimano spares, like spare brake pads, spare brake rotors. And then in here, this is like the quick stuff that I need. So I've got my Whistler Performance grease, and then my digital Syncros shock pump just here. But look, you can see how much space there is. I've barely used any of it. On the top, Alan constructed this kind of shelf right here. This is where my shower sits. I'll show you how that works in a sec. GoPro things. And it's just like, put stuff there. Like, oh, I need to spray something with alcohol. Oh, put that there. It's been really useful. I have loads of spare tires here from Michelin. Bum bag. I've got bike wash from Whistler Performance Lubes. I've got degreaser. This is just, this is the dream. And it can also hold 2 wheels as well. I didn't have any spares to bring, but in the future I will bring spare wheels, and they fit perfectly in here, perfectly just as my drawing was. If you want to see the building of this, click the video up here. You can go and see how this was all made. Down here, having a bike stand is crucial for if you want to do stuff on the road. And right in here, I have this feedback, collapsible, lightweight stand, and it fits perfectly in there. Now this storage box is built on this other shelf, which is connected to the same 400-pound drawer slides as the bike tray. It turned out that my tool pouch fit perfectly in this space. It's just another example of how everything worked out in this van. It's amazing. You may have noticed that these doors don't look factory. That's because they're not. All of this ABS was made by Van Gogh, custom, cut out, shaped, and they were able to keep this little pouch thing from the original build, which I've got on my chain lube and my fork boost. It's really good for bike suspension, for bikers out there. Super convenient. Again, everything in this van is so well thought out. It's perfect. But Paul, I hear you cry. How do you shower? Well, I already showed you the shower. Let me show you how it works. So this clips on into here, super easy. I turn this on, the pump pumps in water, and now I have a shower with hot water. Hot water, I should add. Oh no, I got some water on the tray. Not to worry, because all of this is silicone sealed. And then for the shower curtain, I've just got some magnets. I put them all down here, part close the other door, and then I've got some privacy. And if you hadn't noticed, I've got these 3 lights. They've got 2 power settings for if I'm working late at night. Nestled in here, all sealed away, is my huge water tank. And right at the back, around there, is the water pump. Behind all of this, in this box here, are my electric systems. Now, there's a lot to go into about the electric systems. Brad from Van Gogh Conversions is a wizard, and the circuits in there are a work of art. As you may have noticed, this whole back end is sealed, which could create a difference in temperature. But right here, this is another vent from the heater to come in and balance the temperature all in the back of here. And it's been working a treat. But that's enough about the garage. Let's pack it up and get talking about the incredible interior inside this Promaster. Oh, I guess I should also mention why I bought the Promaster. Well, it's half the price of a Sprinter, give or take. It's the widest one you can get, and lots of other people have bought them to convert vans, so I was sold. Anyway, let's get inside and see this masterpiece. And welcome to the evening time in the van. Now let's start off right up here with the swivel seats. Yes, driver and passenger. Passenger one spins around perfectly fine. This one needs a little bit of jostling. But this is really where I'm going to spend a whole bunch of time. In this driver's seat, we had to think about how I was going to sit here and edit my videos. First of all, second monitor. I do a lot of editing as this is my full-time job, and I really felt like I couldn't leave home and hit the road without this. So we mounted it onto the wall. Now we had to think of the desk, which was sold super simple. We've got these 2 hinges here. There's a magnet underneath that Alan made himself by chopping up the end of a ball and burying it into this piece of wood. Pretty amazing. It works so well. Just pops up like that, and then the laptop fits on. I was a little bit concerned because I thought that, you know, if I'm sat here, the laptop is going to be over the edge, and that wasn't going to do. So we did originally come up with this kind of flip up idea. We got rid of that because it was going to look crap. And then I had the brainwave. If there was a kind of a curve cone here, I could just turn, but I can still be on my laptop, be perfectly straight, Fans of office ergonomics are gonna love this. And I can just crack on, do editing, have a really good time. Some of you that are thinking about getting the Swivel Seats, you might wanna consider that there is a little bit of a raise on these, and you can buy new bases, but they're like the same price as the Swivel Seat. And what I found on the Promaster, there are these two levers, and you can just tilt the seat down, and you can get it in a pretty reasonable height. Like my driving position is perfect, thanks to these two things. So I guess we're just gonna go front to back now. So let's start off with this cupboard right here. In here houses my kettle, other things as well. So we've got one 6x9 speaker. Also got the water heater. That's like a set and forget situation. It's a tankless water heater. It doesn't take that long to get hot. Probably as long as it takes your home tap to come on. The fridge is probably one of those definitely worth it things. We ummed and ahed about whether to do the top loading one, and then eventually when we realized the design that we wanted, this kind of more classic RV style was definitely the one to go for. So this is the CRX 1050 from Dometic. It's super spacious. There's a freezer as well that does actually work, and I can fit a whole load of things in there. It's also wired to run off AC or DC. So if my inverter's on, it'll run off that. If the inverter's off, it'll switch DC, so it's always powered. I also want to plug Nightfall Overland. They hooked me up with a little bit of a discount, knowing that they were going to be featured in this video. So there's a link in the description below. You should go and check them out. Really nice company based in Colorado, and these blinds are they blinds? I can put my hand on this, I can feel the insulation working. They've got insulation in amongst this. It's magnetic to attach to the frames. They fit really well. As you can see, there's no light coming in from the moon outside. I highly recommend them. We've really got to take a moment to admire Alan's incredible handiwork on this door. Now, Van Gogh don't like to leave anything kind of unfinished. They see on other vans that come into their shop. Alan spent days crafting this window frame right here. It's incredible. It's completely custom. These are all separate bits of wood that he's bonded together and just made to look incredible. He was really proud of this. Then we've got two pieces of Formica that are joined together, and those are held in with black push clips. These were black, but then Alan couldn't take it, and he took all of them out and spray painted each individual one just to get that way better finish. I think it's way worth it. And there was a bulkhead in here originally, but when we took it out, the guys had to kind of figure out how they were going to make this look good. Went with the felt option in the end, and there's custom bits of plastic all to make the shape look really seamless, and I think they've done a great job. And then the door uses typical insulation that you'll see in most vans, but something I haven't brought up is the insulation of the rest of the van. Now, that episode couldn't have been more controversial for the internet and the comment section on that video. But a quick Google search, everyone, will help you out and find that no, I haven't built myself a death van, as some people decided to call it. Yes, there is off-gassing, but only in the first 48 hours. That's what you have to worry about. This van didn't actually move for a good 2 months after it was done. The insulation actually is incredible, and definitely sound dampening is just next level. I was sleeping next to this whole row of RV trucks the other day. It was silent in here. And I think in terms of the cost, with the spray foam guy, came in, did it super quick in an afternoon, then we just left it for a couple of days, and then boom, installation's done. Can get a bit messy. We weighed up the pros and cons, and Van Gogh are just going with spray foam for everything. It's also very common in the boat world as well, for those interested. And in terms of keeping the heat in and keeping the heat out, it's been incredible compared to other vans that I've been in. And welcome to the kitchen area. Here we have a beautiful faucet that's retractable. You could actually swing this round outside, have another outdoor shower, but we've already got an outdoor shower. Hot and cold. The hot, as I said, from the water heater comes on pretty quick. Dimmer switches for all the lights front and rear. I don't know if the camera's going to change or anything, but it does work. You can see it. That's very exciting. AC outlet and USBs for charging up your phone at night. Really deep sink. There is stuff in there. I'll quickly show you. This is a real live van tour, so maybe I haven't done my washing up yet. And the gas burner is propane. Runs off the propane tank that's just above the rear axle, and it has a built-in ignition, so super easy to turn on and off. I should really move that away. That's not a good idea. Okay, really nice design. What more do you want? Oh, this. Got some extra side space here. Super easy. Pops up, clips in just like the desk, and underneath it's held in place by a magnet here and a magnet here that Alan custom made by cutting it out, boring it in, I guess you'd call it, and it's super secure, hasn't moved while driving. Really easy design to keep everything in place. Oh, there's also a light under here. Very useful. In here, this is where my grey water and my trash and recycling, garbage, dustpan and brush, grey water, plumbing speaks for itself. More very well-made drawers, cutlery in here, random other kitchen utensil part 2, the cleaning stuff, and the chopping boards and you know what. Anyway, lots of storage, lots of storage. Now, I haven't yet used what I'm about to show you. When the time comes, it will be ready. Underneath, something I have used, is this step. I didn't think I was going to use this at all. I thought I was going to just leap into bed every night. But boy, am I glad that this step's here. Just makes it more, you know, civilized or whatever. Storage underneath there, this picks up. And then above it, the toilet. The cool thing is, when I put this in here, that's locked. That's locked. I open this, the bottom comes out with this. There's extra support when you're just doing your thing. Super chill. More pots and pans storage down in here. And then up here, again, nice big deep one. I've been keeping food and stuff. Oh, and big pan. This is for those viewers that love the control center. One more 6x9 to complement the other one that's down underneath there. Battery monitor. This one here is what I told to live and die by because it's going to be the most accurate. Battery is a percentage. They're not lithium batteries, so don't let that go underneath 50%. And the voltage and the current that's being drawn and the wattage. Here we've got the inverter. Obviously that's your AC and everything. It's a 1000 watt inverter. Can tell you lots of interesting stuff. But this is what I mainly use to monitor the solar. This is the most accurate for the solar for sure. Not so much the battery. As you can see, it says 84% there, but up here it says 96.8. I just monitor my solar with the Renogy BT app. This is the sea level. Sea level. Turn the water pump on and off right here. See how much fresh water I've got. Don't have a grey tank monitor, so it says open. I've got 64% propane, and I can see everything that's going on from right here. Double tap to get that dot, and it'll stay up constant. And then this is the long-range Wi-Fi receiver. Turn that on. In here, this is all my nooks and crannies where I've got stickers to give to people, Kindle, and then this is the router that repeats the signal from the aerial that's on outside. So far, this has been really useful. I've been able to turn this on and off, not have to go into a Starbucks to use the Wi-Fi, and I've been able to get good internet speeds and work from inside the van, continue to be a little bit stealthy. It's been pretty good. Link in the description below. I highly recommend it. Brad did an amazing job of wiring this in here. This is Brad's box, by the way. See episode something or other. Carbon monoxide detector right here. And the propane one is down there because propane sinks, carbon monoxide goes up. I've got 2 Max Air fans. Didn't get the one with the remote. As you can see, I'm tall enough to open and close them. I think it's a real benefit to have 2 because then you can get that blow going through. I've generally been having this one as a pull and then that one not even turned on. And I've been able to get a nice breeze coming through here. And here's my thermostat. Tells me the temperature. Currently 22 degrees in here. This is where I control the heating. I've been in the van for a few weeks now. I've used 36% of my LPG. It cost me like 30 or 40 Canadian, and it's been pretty cold. I've used the heater quite regularly as well. Finish this off, AC outlet, 2 USBs and a USB-C here, and another USB type A. Onto the bed. One thing you've probably had your eye on the whole time is this incredible ceiling. You want to go check out episode 5 for how Alan and the crew put this together. It's pretty cheap wood that was used, and all they did was this method called fractal burning. Not really recommended. If you've watched this video and you've decided to go and do fractal burning and it goes wrong, I advise you not to do it. It does look incredible though. So all the veins and kind of it gives this really aged look and makes it look a lot more expensive than it actually was. A technique called Shosugi Ban. I'm sure I've butchered that, but basically you torch the wood. What that does, it seals the wood. Apparently it seals the wood for something like 30 years or something, but really we just did it for the look. Covered it in some poly again to get it that shine, and it went a little bit darker. This is probably my favorite part of the van. The moment this went in, it really started to become a van. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean. This is a 5-inch memory foam mattress that we found on Amazon. It's a full-size bed, not a queen, but I'm 5'10", and I can sleep top to tail. But underneath, check out this. There's more details in one of the other videos. Alan made a jig, got a piece of plywood, cut holes in it, and then there's vents going down into the electrics as well. The whole bed is going to breathe, and it's way better than just putting it on a solid plank. Super important to, well, it's just important everywhere to have a mattress that breathes to keep it healthy. Something I haven't seen on too many van builds. That's it for the night tour. See you guys in the morning. I'm gonna get into this really cozy bed. Definitely gonna sleep fully clothed. See everyone in the morning. Good morning, punters. I slept amazingly, as per usual. Can't wait to get outside. One thing I should address, I guess, is the multiple comments asking how much does something like this cost? And yeah, surprise, surprise, it's not cheap. So officially, Van Gogh say that their builds start from around 50,000 Canadian. Alan reckons that they can do one for a little bit cheaper. That doesn't include the van. But this, probably, if you're gonna buy a full retail as is, this is probably about a $70,000 Canadian van. Now, if you'd like to join me on seeing where I'm gonna take this van, then hit subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button below. But for now, I'm gonna see how outside